This is the first part of a multi-video series where I'm going to teach you how to go from nothing to being able to create things like this from a laser engraver. My name is Richard Mendenhall, and this is AVXpro. This video series is made for my father. He just purchased a laser tonight. He's getting into the scene, and I'm so excited. I'm so happy to share all of my tips and tricks that I've been learning along the way. I've been doing it for about 2 years. I've got this little shop here. I'm using a phone, actually. I don't have a microphone hooked up, so I do apologize if there's some lighting issues or whatnot. We're just coming out of Christmas. This shop was real busy through there, so things are kind of a little bit trashed and a little bit disorganized right now, you know. But that's life. Mostly I'm here to help my dad and help anybody along the way that I can. So let's get into it. The first consideration is the exhaust. Now, the first part of that is never, ever, ever put PVC on a laser. There's other plastics too. They create a toxic gas, which is I forget what it is. I'll have to add it in afterwards. I'm always trying to remember it, and it's really bad, and it'll corrode the laser pretty much the first time you hit it. I don't have like a seconds on it, but it'll corrode the wires off. It'll destroy your laser, and it's super duper toxic, and it'll kill you. You know, so don't ever put PVC or just plastics in general on that because it'll create that gas. These lasers put off a ton of yuck and crud. And you have to take that into consideration before you even purchase a laser. Where's it going to be? What are you going to do with all the smoke and crud coming off of it? Now, most people, they use, they vent it out. They put the laser down in front of a window and they have a window fan. That's a good idea. You know, they just vent it out. You can pick up flexible ductwork and a fan to go in line with it. They come with a volume control so you can speed them up or down. They plug into the wall, so if you can't get it close to a window or something like that, maybe you can do some vented hosing type thing. I have chosen to filter the system. I use 2200 filters. I think maybe it needs to be a little bit better. It takes like 2 passes to filter the air. And I use the house filters. I built a box, and I have a utility fan inside the box, and then I built a cabinet that has the filtration on the side. Don't know how to say the company's name, and I apologize for that. If you can help me in the comments on how the hell to say that name, I would really appreciate that. But in my mind, Ortur is the best company that you can go with. I've been with their customer service several times, and one time, like I actually plugged the wrong one in and blew up a motherboard, and it was out of warranty. And they just sent out a new motherboard anyways. They were just like, here, shut up, you know? The customer service on the back end after the sale has kept me coming back to Ortur for any of my laser purchases. So that's why I choose Ortur. The Laser Master 3 that they have is pretty darn good for the money. You hook it up, it works, it just does its job. So if you're looking for a reasonable entry level and you have the money to spend, the LM3 is the choice. And if you don't have the money to spend, maybe LM2 or another product that they make. I've got it in my head. I can't even try to pronounce it if I can't. You know, I'll put it up on the screen. If you already have your laser chosen, these videos will work for any diode laser. It's pretty much the same thing. I think that there's enough time in the video here where I can go over a little bit of how to put together. So let me get the machine out. All right, so I wanted to go over how do you go from a box of stuff to this. It takes like maybe 20 minutes, half an hour to put together. I'm going by memory. I put this together a couple months ago, so I apologize if I missed some steps, but it's a matter of hooking up this cable over there. And it's actually already coming out, so you've got to feed it through the rail, and then it gets hooked in, and that's pretty easy. Putting these rails on is pretty easy. You've got a bolt right there that you've got to put in on the bottom on either side. So there's one. Ooh, well, you get the idea. He's hiding in there, but there he is. Your switch should be on the Y motor. YYR stands for Y-axis rotary something or other. So if you've got a rotary machine, then you're going to switch it over. If you don't have a rotary machine, just flip this over to the Y and forget about it. The rest of it, putting the machine together, is a matter of putting these arms on and putting the armature in there. And the armature just slides in where it's got two wheels here and two wheels there. They just slide right onto the axis. Tension isn't too big of a deal. Too tight and you'll know, and too loose you'll know. If it's making a grinding sound or something, then that's going to be a problem. Tighten it up a little bit. I don't even think you can take it too tight with this machine, to be honest. And how you attach the belt, you take this panel off with 3 screws, 1, 2, 3, and then you can put the belt over the pulley. It comes across this way. It's got like teeth, if you will, that it grabs a hold of right here. I could see right there. It slides right out. One thing about that, before you hook up the belts, I know this is kind of like sporadic. I'm doing it by memory, and I do apologize by that. But before you hook up the belts, you want to make sure that the gantry is 90 degrees to the arms. And that's how you do that. You just run it all the way down, and then you attach your side pieces here and here. But that's how you get it square. That's the easiest way that I know, at least. You might have to tinker with it a little bit afterwards, but really, no, that's going to be the way that it is. And you see, that's how it hooks in. And then here is your tensioner adjustment. And you see that it's simple, you know, like you can't really go wrong. And the tensioner is a little bit confusing in the instructions. And putting the tensioner bolt together is, you've got the bolt, then you've got, I think, 2 pieces of washer there or something. And then it goes through the frame, and then it's got a nut on the other side, a locking nut. And that's all there is to it. And you see, it says in instructions, put it here, put it there, that sort of thing. There's not a whole lot that can go wrong with this assembly. It's pretty much straightforward. This is about where the belt tension should be. Listen. You hear how it kind of sounds like a guitar string. If it's too loose, it'll skip on this gear here. You'll hear a grinding sound. And I honestly don't think you can over-tighten them. So that's it. It's simple. Now, if you end up 3D printing my drag chain, this assembly is good. You see it's got 2 M4 screws. The length isn't really that important, just as long as it goes through. And again, like I said, the Y-axis needs reinforcement as of this writing, as of this video. I haven't made it yet because this piece hasn't completely failed. But it goes into a hole here. It's got a alignment pin. And then you can see it has a couple screws that go in here. These are all factory screws. Kind of hijacked it so I could get this piece in here. And in the future, what I want to do is I want to print a bar going across here to give it some more support. Like I said, the piece hasn't completely failed yet because there's not a lot of pressure here. I just took and put some tape here to hold it down, and it's been working fine. And you see right here, this is where the just like that, to go out of get out of the way. Alright, all you need to do is loosen the screws in here. There's 2 of them. I wasn't able to catch it with my camera. You don't have to take the screw all the way out, and then the cover just pops right off. You see, it has the slotted, so it's not a hole, so it'll pop right off. Now you go to your Ortur toolbox that they give you. Isn't that pretty? And you've got your cheap stamped wrench, which works perfect. And these nuts back here, they have a little dot on them, a little divot, which I'm going to try to catch on camera here for you. And that's how you know that they're the adjustable ones. And the way that it works is the shaft is off by a little bit. So as you turn the nut, it's rotating it down and clamping it, clamping the whole axle closer to the rail. And like I said, clockwise may be the wrong direction in this case because it just depends on where the original position was. Now, you see that divot right there. That's what I was talking about, that that's how the industry says that those are the adjustable ones, because the ones on the bottom, they're straight, they won't do it. It's only the ones on the top. There, see it coming down now. There it is, nice and tight. And see, it feels snug. Like it takes a little bit to push. Like I'm trying to think on like torques or some better way to describe it. Kind of feels like putting your knife in the peanut butter a little bit, you know? It's kind of like if you stick your knife halfway in the peanut butter and you're pushing around the peanut butter. Like it takes some force, but not like it feels like it's a problem. I know that's really difficult to describe. You know, like I said, stick your knife halfway into peanut butter and swirl it around, and it's about the same as this. It's the same adjustment type system where you put your wrenches in, and then this one you'll know it's adjusted right if you lift it up and you see it moves down on its own. So that is adjusted proper. I don't have to make any adjustments there. And putting the cover on is the same way you took it off, where you just slide onto the screws and tighten down. And that's it. Put your tools away and put them back where they're supposed to be. And I didn't see anything about those adjustments in the instruction manuals that I read, so that's why I shared that with you. It'll have the laser in the box with it. And the way the laser works is it's got two fans on either side. It's got two lasers and mirrors that point the laser down. So it's got one coming from one side and the other coming from the other. Then it goes down. That's how you get your 10 watts. It's two 5-watt lasers on either side. So you've got a fan on the one side and a fan on the other side. They're blowing in, and then it blows down, and that kind of helps get the smoke out of the way from the board too. So it's a pretty good design. I like it. It comes with these two attachments. This is for cutting, and this is for engraving. If you don't have either on, that's probably okay, but it's better to use what they give you, because then you see how this is pushing the airflow down and it's directing it the way that it should be. And also this orange guard makes it so you can mostly look at the machine and not fry your eyes out. I'm not suggesting you do, but it's a lot more comfortable having it in the room with this guard on than without. This is the factory air assist. It screws on and your air assist comes in through here, and they have given you the appropriate adapters and some silicone tubing to go with it. And I can show you about air assist later and how that works. So your laser, the way that it attaches, it has a thumb screw here, and imagine that you have some wood set up here. You know, that's going to be what you're going to engrave. Well, you're going to pop this arm down. This is your focus arm. So it slides down on the railing there, and then your arm is sticking down for your focus. So you get it about right there, so it's just barely touching the piece. Flip your arm up out of the way, attach your shields, and you're good to go. Now, while we have the laser off the machine, it's a good time to talk about keeping the lens clean. You want to clean it, like if you're cutting, you probably want to clean it every hour or so. If you're engraving, then I clean it every day. You'll get to know your machine and what it can and can't do. Here's a picture of what it looks like when it's dirty. You know, it'll get like a hazy look to it. And I know this particular machine, the lenses have been cracking, at least the first generation. They seem to have resolved it, but a better idea is just to clean it. And it's just a matter of isopropyl alcohol and a cotton swab. Just go in there
and swab it. Just takes a second, and a clean lens will look like that after you get finished. It's just a quick cotton swab, no big deal. It's very important to keep the lens clean. You can have a print not come out correct. Worse, you can damage the machine. So it's very important to just take a minute, take the swab, clean it out real quick, and clean machine is a happy machine.
That's it for today, and hopefully you found this video helpful. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave a comment for me, and I'll be happy to check it out and hear feedback. This being the first video of many, everything's all tore up and scratched up, and I don't even know how the video looks. So hopefully everything came out okay, and hopefully this helped you a little bit. So the next video that I do will be turning machine on and getting some of the software running and getting started to burn a couple things. Maybe show some settings and how to get things running right.